Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. Thank you for patiently waiting for me to make my coffee and to join you this lovely morning. I'm so excited to see each and every one of you today. Yes, I have been looking forward to today because you guys make my week. Whether it's starting the week off right, however you look at Sunday, ending the week, sending it off on a positive note, however you look at it, that's what I look forward to, being with you on Sunday morning. Let's take a look at some of you wonderful comments. As you can see, my speech is good today. I'll see all your wonderful comments. Good morning, Evelyn. I am so glad you're here, dear. Thank you so much for joining us today. Sherry Watkins says, "Good morning. Heading to get coffee and hope to catch you live in a few." Well, I hope I don't disappoint. I hope the coffee is wonderful. Let's take that first sip, shall we? Mm. Yes. Sunday morning coffee is the best coffee, if you ask me. Sherry Reagan says, "Good morning. Hoping everyone has a fantastic day. Please, there's that being able to talk again. Please make sure to mash the like button. Please do. Please make sure if you're not subscribed to make sure you are, because sometimes YouTube does that thing where you think you're subscribed and you are not. And hit the like button for this awesome creator. That's me. But I try to remain humble, folks. I try to remain humble. I have really bad imposter syndrome, but you're gonna do what you're gonna do, right? Please and thank you. Looking forward to meeting you at KPL. I'm so excited for KPL. You don't understand. I actually reached out to Adam, who's going to be my roommate at KPL. Adam, which is Keto Couch Potato over on the YouTubes. He has not been doing a lot on YouTube. He has a new job that kind of limits his availability to put content out on YouTube or to at least monetize the content. He has been doing things on TikTok. So look for Keto Couch Potato. I'm not sure if it's under his name or Keto Couch Potato. I'll have to double check that and look at that for you guys. But he's an amazing guy. We shared a room last year. And yeah, I've been looking forward to it. uh, you know, meeting all of you wonderful people. Again, I'll be in town Thursday night. Let me make sure this is just how I want it to be. There we go. Thursday night to have a party with all of you before the festivities kick off. So Thursday night, the reason why I want to go on Thursday night is because during the conference, during KPL, I want to try to meet as many new people as I can. And Thursday night is one of those nights I can come in and spend time with all those wonderful folks who come in early who I already know. And obviously meet some new people along the way as well. If you're coming in on Thursday night and you want to hang out and we haven't met, sure thing, let's do it. But that's one reason I like to come in on Thursday night so I can try to spend some quality time with people because I don't like to feel like I'm ignoring people that I know at KPL. But I mean, there's 350, give or take, people going to be there. A lot of people to talk to and not a lot of time to do it in. So I try to make sure that I get as much quality time with each and every one of you as I can if you are going to be hanging out. But thank you, Sherry. I appreciate you. John Guggenhan is here. Good morning, all. My Keto Simple people. Yes, you guys are awesome. Matt Franklin is here bringing that Disney magic. How are you doing, Mr. Franklin? Brian Doyle. Good morning, Brian. I hope you are doing wonderful. Sherry says, how many in Keto Simple Space are heading to Keto Palooza in October? Oh, my goodness. Let's see. Maybe I can put a poll up. Let's see. I don't know if it'll do good or not. We'll see. Let's go. I'll put a poll up here. There's a poll going up there for you. Are you going to KPL? Yes, no, I wish. Let us know. Charlie's in the house. Good morning. Just stopping by to say hi. Going to an exercise class at the gym for the first time. We'll see how that goes. Is it jazzercise? Is it jazzercise, Charlie? You going to a jazzercise class? We sweating to the oldies? Yes. Well, thank you for stopping by, sir. Good luck. But I don't think you'll need it. Sherry says she's just signing up for her water class tomorrow. I like water. Hungry Heath in the house. Hey, yo. How big is this batch of coffee that it takes to so long to make? You know what? I'm slow. Okay. I may have put that comment in there as I was getting dressed for my shower. You know what? I don't need your lip, Mr. Heath. But thank you for being here. Matt Franklin, hey yo. Christian Delorme is here. Hello, sir. Bonjour, bonjour, everybody. Yes, bonjour, bonjour. I'm glad to see you, sir. Saw you for a little bit yesterday over in 70s chat. That was fun. Talking about all this physical media that he's been purchasing as of late. That's a question. Not necessarily on the keto topic, but how many of you are physical media people, which means you buy Blu-rays, DVDs, CDs, cassette tapes, VHS, Betamax, Laserdisc, Betamax. Do you buy those or are you on the streaming wagon like me? So just a kind of little off the topic thing here is I had a huge CD collection, had a huge DVD collection, and over the years they were stolen multiple times and I tried to rebuild them. Eventually, you just get very tired of trying to spend that money to recoup all that physical media. That streaming is just one of those things that I deal with now. Stream music, stream movies, TV shows. I finally got a Blu-ray player from a yard sale a couple of weeks ago for free, but I had to go. It didn't come with a remote, so I ordered a remote for like $10 on Amazon. Have never even plugged it in. Don't even know if it works. I know we have a few Blu-rays. We probably have less than 10, well, maybe 20 movies on Blu-ray or DVD Blu-ray. So it's just not a thing in our house. We just have so much other stuff to do that trying to collect that. I'd love to have a vinyl collection. Like I'd love to have a room with like comfy chairs, an awesome sound system, like just sit back, relax, throw on a couple vinyls, chill, listen to music. But I have awesome Edifer studio monitors in here, like studio monitors in here that I can listen to music on. I have a comfy chair right behind me. You can't see it because it's all black. But I have never really, I've sat back and listened to music a few times. There's just so much other stuff to do all the time. Like there's never anything. I guess I could, instead of watching TV, sometimes listen to music, but you know how it goes. But thank you for being here, Christian. I truly appreciate you, my good friend. John Gugahan says, it's okay. You gave me the time to make a second cup and not miss anything. Yes. Always look on the bright side of death. Yeah, anyway. Sean is here. Good morning, everyone. I'm so glad you're here, Sean. Carl, my buddy Carl's here. Another brisket is almost ready. Oh, that sounds delicious. Jeff Foltz, good morning, my PhD friends. Sherry's in town Thursday night. Yeah, I think we may be going to, well, the plan is the initial plan, nothing concrete set as we're still months and months away. The initial plan is to go to the Brazilian steakhouse Thursday night, but I don't know the details yet. We'll have that solidified as time gets closer. So pay attention, stay tuned. I know you're waiting with bated breath. Brian just said, fired up the sauna. Oh, I want a sauna so bad. I do. I want a sauna so bad. That would be nice. Jazzercise. Do, 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 do. Slow roasting. Is that like somebody who can't think very fast that makes fun of you? Anyway, stream. Okay, streaming. Christian, I figured you were a physical media fellow. Streaming for Matt. Wheezing a little bit. Wheezy. Carl says, still pick up DVDs from time to time. Still have VHS, CD, and cassette players. Nice. Sean says, used to buy all the DVDs, Blu-rays, then the streaming services would have it right after I bought it. So now I figure there's no point. Now, there is an issue with streaming services is they do change things. So Disney had a thing where they went in and edit movies. Like Lilo and Stitch has been edited. So if you were somebody who remembered Lilo and Stitch from the early 2000s, there was a thing where she was getting in and out of the dishwasher or the oven or something like that. That they made it like a weird box, like a pizza box that comes down. So it wasn't like a kid getting into an oven. And then there was Splash. There was editing in Splash where, just little things like that. I got my first DVD player in 1998. I paid $350 for a DVD player in 1998. And the first two DVDs I bought for that were Judgment Night and Suicide Kings. Weirdly enough, both had I can't even think of his name. Dennis Leary. Both had Dennis Leary in it. It wasn't an intentional thing. Then I remember on the box there was a promotion going on when you bought the DVD player. You cut the box apart, send in all these labels and stuff, and send in like a copy of your receipt and all that stuff. And they sent me 5 DVDs. There was something like City of Angels, Sphere. They weren't great titles, but they were 5 DVDs. And at the time, DVDs were like $25 a piece. That was my 20, 30, 40-year-old person. Now I stream everything. Now and again, I buy the Blu-ray or DVD route, but my vinyl collection is all country and easy pop from the 70s. Perhaps a CCR album or two. There's so much cool vinyl coming out, and bands are putting out vinyls that are awesome looking and everything. And there's just so much cool stuff coming out for vinyl that I would love to have a decent vinyl collection. And I have friends who have ridiculous vinyl collections. I would probably be somewhere along the lines of like Henry Rollins with his vinyl collection. He's got like a speaker set that was like $30,000. And yeah, it's crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. Only vinyl I have that means anything to me is 2 autographed Metallica sleeves. I had a Tool album or vinyl that came out when Anima dropped. Best Buy had an exclusive vinyl, was a 4-track picture disc vinyl that I had, and it hung on my wall in like the thick plastic sleeve that it came in forever when I was a kid. And I wish I could get that back, but I'm sure it's stupid expensive now, especially with how popular and everything Tool is expensive. That was like 1996 when that came out. I have no idea whatever happened to that. I mean, I've moved multiple times, no idea wherever that went. But yeah, I mean, I had a Ghost vinyl that came with a CD or that shirt that I bought one time. Good morning, Ken. On their way to church. Well, you all be safe and enjoy your day. Why are we singing Jazzercise the 18 tune? You know what? You never know what we're gonna get. Okay, my brain is a weird place. Okay. Oh man, we watched the new Beverly Hills Cop movie the other night, right? It's called Aquel F. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, well, you'll figure it out eventually, maybe one day. And when the movie was over, all I could be like, because there was a video that we saw of this like this trainer and a dog and this gigantic like brick wall, and the dog jumped up on the trainer's back and then went vertical up this wall, like a 20-foot wall or some crazy thing like that, and then made it to the top. And then it like cut to a guy trying to get the dog on a pillow, like one of those like 2-foot tall pillow bed things, and the dog's like struggling to get up there, and it was just like Peter Griffin like humming the Axel Foley song. But yeah, my brain is a weird place. You only get to see the tip of the iceberg here. But yes, you never know. Sing about jazzercise to the 18th moon. You never know what you're going to get on this stream or even me in person. You never know what you're going to get. Kind of like a box of chocolates, just less sticky. Matt says, I thought I was the only one that got that. Oh, yes. When my first car during high school came with a DVD player with removable front, I was pretty sure I was so cool. Yeah, for sure. Well, thank you for being here, dear. I appreciate you. Yeah, I also have the Breaking Bad oil drum box set. That sounds cool. I used to have like The Sopranos on DVD. I would buy so many DVDs because I didn't have cable when I was at my first apartment and all that stuff. So I would just buy DVD. We'd go to the Walmart or Meijer in the middle of the night and buy a couple movies and go home and watch them. So my stuff just grew, right? Sean says, just curious, how many people bought HD DVD players? I bought a Blu-ray when it first came out. Hancock was the first Blu-ray we got for it. Okay, so I always wait. So like when a new piece of technology comes out, so like the transition from CD, then they tried to do mini disc, and then CD, but then mini disc failed, and then all of a sudden it was MP3s. You didn't need a mini disc player, you needed an MP3 player, and then which turned into your phone, turned into streaming, or iPods and all that stuff, and then basically you could put MP3s on your phone. This just like with HD DVD player and Blu-ray, whenever something new comes out and there's two competing things, you have to wait and see which one is going to win. And almost every single time, the format that the adult entertainment industry chooses is what wins. It happened between Betamax and VHS, and it happened between HD DVD and Blu-ray. It just seems to be the way that it is. Yeah, I mean, could be worse. I don't know. She loves Aquel Foley. He is, yeah. So yeah, Bronson is in it. So we watched that the other night. The only thing that bugged me, and it's not really a spoiler, but he doesn't do the Axel Foley laugh. I don't know. It was basically a reshoot, a modern day reshoot of the first movie, but you'll see that. It wasn't bad. I would recommend it if you want to watch it for nostalgia sake. That it just Eddie Murphy looks more like Tracy Morgan now. And Judge Reinhold looks like what's his name? I can't think of his name. Hold on. Mickey Rourke. So yeah, so basically the movie, it looks like Eddie Murphy looks like Tracy Morgan, and Judge Reinhold looks like Mickey Rourke. But yeah. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, you just see which one the adult entertainment industry goes with, and that's typically the format that wins. And they're usually going to go with not necessarily the better technology, because Beta was sort of the better technology. VHS was cheaper. Now, I'm not sure between HD DVD and Blu-ray. I didn't really get into it. I had so much money invested in DVDs, and I wasn't ready to buy those again. So yeah, not in a hurry to see it. I mean, I was excited it was coming out, and then some of my friends, like Tom over Midnight's Edge, he was talking about it on Twitter, and yeah, I would kind of like to see like if Critical Drinker picks up on it and reviews it. Hey, Christian, do we know if Critical Drinker reviewed that or not? I don't know, but I love his reviews. They're hilarious. If you're not familiar with the Critical Drinker, go check him out. But he's not for the faint of heart. I pity the fool. No, not the face. I love it when a plan comes together. He's on the jazz. Uncle Big Guy in the house. Yes, on KPL, if there's tickets left. There are tickets left, my friend. Last I heard, there were a little less than half. So plenty of tickets. So buy them up. Go in the description. Use any one of the creators you know, like Dr. Barry, Two Crazy Ketos. They're all going to have a discount code. I imagine, PhD or 2KK will work as a discount code. If not, just check them and they'll give you one. I don't have a discount code, but I am sharing all of theirs because it gets $20 off, I think. I think it's $20 off. Andy, thank you for being here, dear. Good morning. How was your little vacation? Are you back yet? You guys were going on a vacation after the meetup last week, and I just want to know how that went. Tell your wife I said hello. It was lovely meeting her. I can't remember if I'd met her before, but I don't remember. So I may have, may not, but she's sweet. Let's see. They need to bring back Mystery Science Theater 3000 or 2. Yeah, the thing is they still do riff tracks. So you can go online and there's a thing, it's called Riff Tracks, and you can download the audio and you can start the movie and the audio at the same time. And basically it's like watching Mystery Science Theater 3000. They've done it with a bunch of new movies. So yeah. Wonderful. I'm looking forward to it. Her story was very compelling. I haven't edited any of that content. I'm a lazy person sometimes. I did get a video out this week. How many of you guys saw that video that I put out yesterday? I like that video. I can say that I didn't work that hard on it. I mean, but I was excited to put that video out. I thought it had a lot of great information and very short to the point. I like those informative 3 to 5 minute videos. They don't take a lot of time to watch. Hopefully that's one of those things that you guys like too. So let me know. They went to Canada. Oh, I imagine. So I felt at Disney. Whew. Well, thank you, Jeff. I appreciate you. Evelyn asking about fireworks. We were sitting, Shandra and I were sitting watching TV Friday night. So the night after the 4th, on the 5th, we were sitting there and somebody had some fireworks. If it would have been louder and more reverberative, I would have swear that somebody was letting off like an M50, like a full machine auto. Just I was like, what is? I'm like, it was like a war zone in my neighborhood. But I mean, obviously, you can tell they're fireworks. That's the thing is, people are like, are those, is that fireworks or the other thing? And well, you can tell the difference. One is way louder. I'll be editing mine and putting mine out too, so people can watch that if they haven't already seen that. But yeah, for sure, watch Cindy's video. And let's see here. Andy says, starting triple B&E today. We ate great food, but definitely need a reset. Yeah, I mean, my fast, we'll get to my fast, like breaking my fast here in a little bit. Um, Christian, let's see. Would you like to sit in with us tonight? We're doing a Jimi Hendrix stream, 8 p.m. Eastern. Let me see. I don't know if I can. We're having our kids over tonight. We're like, so our daughter and granddaughter and her husband and my daughter's husband came over for 4th of July, and our boys are coming over tonight. So I don't think I'll be able to do that. I think they're going to be here about 7, and they'll probably be here till 11 or 12. So I appreciate the invitation, but I'm cooking steaks and we're having fun, probably play some games, have a good time, laugh. I love my boys. We always have a good time when they're here. You are mentioning everything from my childhood, teenage years. I'm a huge Mystery Science Theater 3000 geek. Yeah. Lisa Ortega in the house. Good morning, Lisa. How are you doing, dear? Oh, for sure. That's one of the things so a friend of mine, like an acquaintance friend of mine, posted a thing on Facebook yesterday. And I tend not to respond to things sometimes in this nature because it usually backfires. But he was talking about happiness and how happiness isn't. I'm trying to remember how he worded it. And I can't look it up because he's changed it now. He's edited the post. Um, Basically, he was saying that happiness isn't something that, or he said happiness is a luxury. And I thought about that for a minute, and I'm thinking people put too much thought into happiness. People put too much emphasis on happiness. And here's why I think that. So, what does happiness look like to me? And what happiness looks like to you is going to be something completely different. But how I look at happiness, so happiness to me is a cup of coffee with you. Or happiness is a cup of coffee sitting in a quiet house after a long week. When we've had the girl every day and it's loud and we're going. Saturday morning where I don't have anything going on right at the beginning of the day, and I can sit and have a cup of coffee with the TV off and the sun rising in the distance, and I can just sit there and kind of relax. That's happiness. Happiness is having the girl every day and watching her play and watching her have the time of her life, exploring, learning, writing her letters, writing her numbers, writing her name over and over again. Those things are happy. That's happiness. Spending time with the kids tonight. That's happiness. Happiness isn't things. Happiness isn't stuff. Happiness is experiences. Happiness is time with family. Sometimes time alone. Just sitting in a room with yourself for like 20 minutes, a half an hour, whatever it is. That's happiness. And family time is obviously happiness. I don't mean to get off on a diatribe about that, but that was just something that I've been thinking about this week. And, I think sometimes we kind of we lose sight of the big picture, which is usually the small things. Happiness is fleeting. Happiness is one of those things that one little moment of happiness can kind of help negate something big negatives. You know what I mean? I think sometimes often we overlook happiness because the negative that we're experiencing, how fleeting the negative thing may be, may take up more space in our head than we should let it. So something like you may have a flat tire, and that may ruin your whole weekend. Instead of having the flat tire, get it fixed, get back on the road, and then have a good conversation with whoever's in the car with you, or listen to some good music after you're back on the road again after you got it fixed. Yeah, it sucked. Yeah, it cost some money. Maybe you're delayed an hour or two, but you're okay. It was just a blip. Life's too short to dwell on or let negative things waste more time than they deserve. And I know that human nature that's kind of baked into us, but we have to fight it. But anyway, yeah. Hunger He says, kudos on being able to do a long fast. I don't think I could do more than 10 hours. Is 10 hours even a fast? That's like sometimes between coffee and eating my dinner. I forget to eat, and I'm trying to implement a new rule for me. If I don't eat by 7 at night, I don't eat until the next day. Because a lot of times it'll be 7, 8, 9 o'clock, and I'm just now making dinner at 9:30. I eat food at 10 o'clock, and then we're in bed by 11, and I feel miserable all night. So, yeah. Lisa Ortega says, "I'm doing good, just sipping my coffee." Well, that's happiness right there. Christian hits the nail on the head. A man's wealth is measured in family, friends, and not money and possessions. 1000%. And I'm one of the luckiest people in the world because I get a chance to, share my days, time with you. And through this platform, I've been able to meet people like Christian and Evelyn and Matt and Andy and Lisa and and some of these people in person. Some of these people figuratively meet them online, and people like 70s. I know Nick in person, so I know Christian knows Nick uh, from 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser, a channel that I frequent on Tuesdays. I met him in 2010 at a concert. We just happened to start talking and we became friends and we've been friends since. And that's kind of how that started. And then through him, I've met Tom and 70s and Gary and all these wonderful people. So I never take chance meetings for granted because I've met so many wonderful people. I can look back and say, okay, I met this person. I know I met a person on AOL one time back in the 90s. I met someone on AOL, and while we may not be close anymore, through her, that chance meeting of that on AOL changed everything for me. I met people, I joined bands, I got networking, was able to do work on booking shows and all that stuff. It's just one of those things. You never know what little thing may change your life. Andy says, "Hmm, excuse me. Sorry, folks. I like contentment and peace, flowers blooming, and the smell of the rain in the air. Yes. Sometimes I'll just stop and look at the sky. The pretty colors, if it's pink, or, like sometimes it'll just be pink as the sun's setting, and you're just like, you know what? That's beautiful. How many more times am I going to get to see that? Or like on vacation, I was in Texas and see a double rainbow, just things like that. So that's one thing that Shannon and I talk about a lot. One of the things that we are rich in, Chandra and I, is we don't have a lot of negativity and drama. She and I don't fight. We have arguments, we have heated debates, we go on and on and on about things sometimes, but we don't fight. We don't yell and scream at each other. One, I refuse to, even when she gets super angry and she may even try to bait me into a fight. And even though it might make her more mad, I don't. I don't take the bait. It's difficult sometimes not to, but I know it's for the best in the long run. I know it's best for our relationship in the long run. I know it's best for us, our future in the long run, because I don't like to fight. And there's no winning sometimes when someone's so upset. You just, you kind of like, okay. And then you revisit it and you can talk about it when you're calmed down and things, and then all that stuff. So it's just one of those things, like, the drama we have in our life is our kid calls at 11 o'clock at night and says he's locked his keys in his car, or you know something happened with his paycheck, and he doesn't get paid for an extra week and he needs help with some money, or the kid or like the flat tires and all the tire issues that we have. That's the drama we have. It's not bad. And I try not to take any of that for granted. We get to spend 5 days a week or so with our granddaughter, watch her grow, play, learn. She drives us bonkers, but it's the best thing ever. So I think we are extremely fortunate, and I don't take that for granted. And I hope you can find the things in your life that you shouldn't take for granted as well. I think so often we're soaked in negativity. Negativity is like a cancer. It just grows and spreads and just changes you. You know those people who everything is negative and nothing's going to work out and everything's always awful. It doesn't matter. They could win $1 million and they're like, well, I'm just going to have all these taxes. You know those people who can't see the forest for the trees. So, yeah, let me get back to these comments here. Evelyn says, basically, happiness always starts with coffee. That's what I'm hearing. I well, and speaking of, I don't try to have coffee first thing in the morning. So I got up at 6 today. I didn't have coffee till I started this stream, but I started the morning off with some electrolytes, some water and electrolytes, and some time chilling before this all happened. That's why I was a little late. I kind of in the morning I like to start off. There's a show that I like to watch, a YouTube show that I like to watch every Sunday morning. It's called Sunday with Ola. May has something to do with why I decided to do this on a Sunday, but I digress. Sunday with Ola, it's about a half hour long. It's his life. He plays music. He shows like this week he was talking about his band played Hellfest in France. He's in the band called The Haunted. And it was like that stuff and him going through talking about the news and music and all that stuff. And I like to watch that every Sunday. So I sit back. Chandra leaves the house about 6:15. I lock up, turn the lights off, turn on Sunday with Ola, had my electrolytes, relaxed. Then I went and hopped in the shower, shaved my head fresh and clean. So I look 100% for you wonderful people today. I do care how I look. Dashing, wouldn't you say? I couldn't say that with a straight face. But then, I hopped in the shower, shaved my head, and then I had to make my coffee. That's why I was a little bit late. But Sundays to me are, one of the best days. So, yeah, happiness is what you make of it. And I've been accused of having toxic positivity. Me, toxic positivity. I didn't even know that was a thing until a couple years ago when someone says that's toxic positivity. Okay. I can almost guarantee you that was something that was invented by somebody who doesn't want to be happy. They want to be miserable. But I digress. Happiness is external, joy is internal. I celebrate both. Happiness is the magic kingdom. Happiness is, knowing that you get to see it and enjoy it. And I can get joy and happiness knowing that I have people in my life that are doing things I wish I could do. And I know that they understand and they don't take it for granted. And I know it's your job. And I know that Sarah does the same thing. And I'm sure that there's days she's walking into work, or there's days you're walking into work and you're driving through those gates and you see, I don't know what gate if you drive past the, welcome to the Magic Kingdom or whatever it is, or, Disney World or whatever, if you pass those gates, or there's back employee entrances or whatever. But I know, and there's days where you're just driving like, oh, I hate this job. I know there's those days because you wouldn't be human if there weren't. But I understand that you both probably understand the fact that even though it's a job and it can be hard and stressful and irritating, and the guests don't treat you the way they should, at the end of the day, you're spending time in a place that people only dream of being able to go. So that's just one way that I look at it. And maybe I'm completely off the mark there, but Andy says, looking over our vacation pictures bring back real memories. That's what makes me happy. Yeah. Like we have on our TV, we have on the Fire Stick, it pulls up photos from the account. I uploaded a bunch of photos, and there'll just be random photos of like my grandmother before she passed away, or the girl posing with mannequins at Target, or just random. There's a photo of her and I at Costco, and she's holding this bag of these two pumpkins that are about this big a piece, and she's holding them above her head. She's like, and it looks ridiculous. But I think of that, and I just go, I remember that day, and it was fun. I had a good time that day, you know? Indeed, Lisa. Lisa is home alone since James is visiting family in New York City. You didn't go? Well, I hope he has a safe trip, and let him know that I'm thinking about him, and I hope he's safe and he has a good time. Sean says, I can't wait to meet everybody in October and then meet a few more in January next year. I don't know what January is, but let me know. That might be a cruise. That might be a low carb cruise, maybe. I don't know. I can't keep everything straight. He says, I remember hanging out in ICQ. I remember one of my mom's friends was into ICQ, and I remember looking at it, I was like, that's complicated. Then there was what I always think CompuServe, but it was something else. There was like another AOL competitor. Let me look this up real quick. It was CompuServe, ICQ, MSN Messenger, Prodigy. Oh man, these bring back so much. Let's see. CompuServe was the most popular online service in the early 90s, but AOL was able to compete with it. Its text-based interface and high fees. AOL, man. I met so many people off of AOL, people that I still talk to today. I still have people that I interact with today that I met on AOL. How crazy is that? We were stupid. We would hop in the car and drive to Ohio to meet people. Yeah. Yeah, Matt says he can't wait to meet Sean and January. I need to meet you, Matt. I need to. Very important. So, like, if we were at Disney and we went up to the hotel you were, would we be able to find you? Or are you just like hanging out there? I want to be able to find some money, and Shannon and I go by ourselves to Disney because we still have a day to use, a park hopper day. We have to use by 2027, so we've got 3 years to use it. But I would love to be able to go and like spend. I don't need to go to all the parks. I mean, I do want to be able to ride Guardians of the Galaxy because I haven't ridden that yet. And I know over the next like 6 years or so, there's going to be some new developments. I hope that they make the right choices with these expansions that they're talking about, the rumored expansions. I know that the expansions are probably there's going to be expansions like the big Thunder, like the Beyond Thunder Mountain expansion, and hopefully, depending on wherever the villains lands, they've talked about north of Haunted Mansion. They've talked about putting it in in Hollywood Studios. I don't know. I think it would be cool to go through Haunted Mansion and then it opens up into you know, another they could play off on it. I wish they would have done the Haunted Mansion restaurant. That would have been amazing. And they've talked about and rumored that. But I know over the next, 5, 7 to 10 years, there's going to be a lot of things happening. And I imagine Epic Universe, depending on its popularity, which I imagine is going to be highly popular, is going to hopefully kick Disney parks into gear and have them put some actual, thought into what they're doing. Because I think, that water attraction at Epcot for Moana was cool, but I mean, it's not really an attraction. I think Epcot suffers, Animal Kingdom suffers, and even Hollywood Studios doesn't have enough rides. But anyway, I digress. Discussions. Yeah, I was very everybody has a wonderful story. I'm super excited to hear and everybody. I'm glad to hear everybody's story. Stacy, good morning. Oh, it's a meetup, Jeff. Sweet. Christian says, and your granddaughter is lucky to have you guys. Much better than daycare. We were lucky to have my in-laws watching our son and daughter. Makes better kids. I don't know. I think we're creating a little jerk because I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm sure we're not, but it's just one of those things. Like, because she was in daycare, like somebody else watched her for a very short time. The only thing about us watching her is she doesn't get really other kid interaction. And she's going to get that more because at the end of July, she starts kindergarten. So she'll get more friends and stuff. Like she'll have friends and all that stuff. So, we'll see. And then that'll open up some free time for us. We'll drop her off and pick her up from school. She'll be there. I don't know. I don't know like if it's every day or every other day. I don't know if it's like 4 or 5 hours, 6 hours, 7. I don't know how long she's going to be there. Hopefully we find out since we're the ones taking care of it. But anyway, it'll open up some time for us and I'll be able to focus some on content. I'll have to probably get a part-time job and all that stuff because more time opens up, you know. Well, thank you, Andy. I truly appreciate it. I love hugs. Christian says, sexy bald guys like me. God made one perfect head and the rest put hair on them. Well, there's a creator who does DaVinci Resolve content, among others, over on here on YouTube, and he posts like shorts like DaVinci Resolve for noobs. And as soon as I can think of his name, every time I go to talk about something, my brain goes, "You don't need that. I'm going to put it in the back. I'm going to hide it under something." Um, Let me see if I can figure this out. Daniel Battelle. Daniel's awesome. He's got awesome hair. We were talking about his hair and his beard. I was like, "You've got awesome hair." I was like, "And your beard's on point, but I don't know if it compete with mine." Yeah. He says, where's my mouse? There it is. He says, about to head to Aldi to grab supplies for this week's Friday night feast. All right. Did you guys see? I didn't get a chance to stop into your Friday night feast this week. I was busy on Friday night. But yeah, I like Aldi's. I don't shop there. The only thing I really go there for specifically is Chandler likes this habanero cheese sticks that they have, like it's like flats cheese sticks or whatever in the cold section. She takes 2 of those every day for work, so I have to go there and buy those. Matt says the most joyful thing at work is when a child comes around the corner at Magic Kingdom and sees the castle for the first time. That makes it worth it. I'll tell you what, seeing the castle each time is amazing. It doesn't matter if it's the first time or whatever, just seeing the castle. Like, I mean, man, it's just amazing. I'm such a big softy too, so Well, that's rude. How rude of your work to make you work. I appreciate you, Lisa. Thank you. Sauna mode engaged. Oh, how hot do you put your sauna on, Brian? Lisa, oh my God, I remember ICQ. Used to use it a lot. AOL forums. I had my babies and friends, and we were getting parenting advice from those forums. Let's see. Sean says in January, Michelle and I get to meet Matt and Sarah for a few others. My family is going to Disney. I I I would love to. I would love to go to Disney when it's cold. I know that sounds crazy, but I like going in October, and October's a little cooler, but it was still like 85 degrees, or sometimes even almost 90. It's like the problem with all that is there's not a lot of shade. But yeah, Mr. Gugahan, you be safe. Thank you for being here today. Enjoy church. Matt says, whenever anyone comes to Disney World, just let me know. We can meet up. All right. I will. I highly recommend it, Lisa. I highly recommend going to Disney. Christian says, I've been to Disney. Next on the list is Universal Studios. I don't have the biggest desire to go to Universal Studios. I'm not the biggest like adult sized, huge, big drop roller coasters, twist, turn, upside down stuff. That doesn't really interest me. I would like to go. I want to go to Epic Universe and I want to go to all the Harry Potter stuff and take the train between them, but that's really all I care about. Maybe How to Train Your Dragons would be cool. The new monster stuff that they're going to be putting in seems cool. Like the Universal monster stuff that they're doing. There's a few other lands that look cool. Like the Nintendo World looks awesome. I'd love to see that, you know. Have a great Sunday. You have a great one. You're off to the beach with my wife. Charcoal barbecued steaks and beers. Cheers, 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 Christian. Have a good one, and thank you for being here, sir. Good morning, Cindy. Cindy is my good friend. This past FNF was one of the best. You would have loved it, Dustin. We talked about 70s music and music in general, all the influences of our lives. Yeah. Brian says I'm at 170 now, up to one. Okay, I'm not sure I understand. You were 190, now you're 170, or you were 170, now 190? Let me know what's going on, brother. Brenda says, "Oh man, Dustin's conversation was amazing on Hungry Heath. You must watch the replay. You'll love it. Hate when we didn't get to hear your input. Oh, you guys were talking about me? Oh, I have to go. I have to go look that up. Do you guys have an idea of when? Because sometimes those are like 4 hours long. Is there a timestamp? I'll definitely check it out. He says the warden's birthday is in January. Maybe I can talk her into another trip. Do it. The Disney is the best place. Andy says that she's got a video of them going to Universal, going to Diagon Alley. That's so cool. Yeah, I want to see that stuff. That would be awesome. We're planning to do a small meetup at a local barbecue restaurant. Yeah. Oh, okay. Not talking about me, but my input would have been great. Well, let me know that. Let me know the timestamp of that discussion or whatever, and I'll look at it, and maybe I will try to put some information out so people can understand, have my input. Yeah. I've barely touched my coffee. How rude. Ugh. I'm not sure. I have to look at this. So Evelyn's asking, is anybody heading to the Columbus meetup to Texas Day, Brazil on the 27th? I don't know if I'll be going. How much is that place? How much is Texas Day, Brazil? Is it like $70 plus tax or whatever? I don't know. Let me see. Let me see. Dinner is $52.99. Lunch is $52.99. Or Weekend lunch, $52.99. Daily lunch is $29.99. So $53 plus tip, and I imagine it'll probably still be about $70 after everything's said and done, right? What do they got? What are their cuts of meat? Let me see here. So I looked at the one in Louisville, and they've got picanha. I have never been to Tejas Bread Day. I can't talk. I give up. Let's see the meats: picanha, chicken breast wrapped in bacon, Parmesan crusted pork loin, beef ribs, filet mignon, lamb picanha. Oh, lamb. Brazilian sausage. Oh, yeah. Garlic picanha, flank steak, leg of lamb, filet mignon wrapped in bacon, spicy picanha, Parmesan drumettes, and petite filet. Bring me all the rare beef and lamb. I want rare beef and rare lamb. I will see about my attendance. It just depends. Yes, we are. James is putting it on. I really need to get back to working on my goal of simply being international man of leisure. Right? You know what I mean? Linen suits, driving a Ferrari, you know, a houseboat with an alligator, whatever. Me? Just take my happy butt there? I'm not a single entity. I don't own myself, okay? I have to work and I have to, consult, the boss. You know what I mean? Do you think Heath could just go and do something like that? No. I can't just say I'm going. She'll be like, that's fine. And you know what code that's for. It'll be $140 day for the two of us. It'll be better because I'm going by myself. But yeah. Mm. I do have $100 check coming from YouTube that took me 2.5 months to get, or to accrue $100. Yeah. Texas de Brazil is amazing. It's our favorite steakhouse. The meat's all amazing because we have Fogo here, Fogo de Chao in Indianapolis. We've been one time, right? Nice knowing you. You know, but the Texas de Brazil looks like it's a better lineup than what. Yeah. What does the salad area have that may be crispy bacon? That might be something to do. Crispy bacon. Let's see. No, 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 no. Roasted garlic. Yes. Could go get some of that and put it on the meat. Hearts of palm. No. Crispy bacon. Yes. Smoked salmon. Maybe. Let's see. Salami. Prosciutto. Yeah. Quarterly special. And enjoy Alcatra top sirloin and something fish stew for a limited time. Yeah. Lisa says I've been there a few times to Fogo and Indy. Yeah, we just been once. We went for a taste of Indy. It was like $35 a person. Shanders didn't like how close the waiters got to you. Cindy says got a couple of rude comments on my last videos. Jerks. I mean, just I always just respond with, well, thank you for watching. Because it's probably a bot anyway. It's not a person, most likely. So I wouldn't waste too much time on it. Carl says, finally back, but the brisket has rested and is cut and ready. How does it taste? We have a local Brazilian joint here that does ladies' night on Wednesdays. They get 50% off. Could you imagine if a place did guys' night and they gave guys 50% off? I mean, it'd be awesome, but they'd go out of business. Sean says the closest Brazilian steakhouse is 3 hours away. One of the bad things about living in the sticks. Yeah. But I mean, you live in the sticks, so it's a bonus. And I mean, it's 30 minutes to a Brazilian steakhouse for us, but we never go. So it doesn't matter how close it is. I mean, we go to B Dubs more than we do anything. Sorry that I wasn't able to join you, Cindy. I'm so sorry. Yeah, so Cindy reached out to me and said Sana wasn't going to be available Friday night. And I had just walked out of the post office, was sitting in the car, and I still had to go to Sam's Club. I actually went to Sam's Club, and then I went and got gas at Costco and went inside Costco. Costco has um, the Teton smoked sausage, or not smoked sausage, Teton cheddar jalapeno bratwursts. I have 3 packages. They're 1 carb each, and they're, Tetons are nice, hefty size sausages, right? I'm excited. I'm so excited. I just can't hide it. Milady says, Andy says, block and move on. I don't even block. I mean, I may block somebody they're talking crap in the like on a live and they're just being rude, but I don't get a lot of rude comments in my comments. I just don't. I don't know why. I've gone in and have put I have gone in and put restricted words like political stuff. Both sides don't care. It's just my channel is not a place for that. It's just not what is important with my channel. So I've gone, and in that way, if anybody goes to put something in the chat or whatever, it's not going to come through. I didn't put any cuss words or anything like that as a block list because sometimes cuss words are appropriate. People may not like using them or whatever, but sometimes they're appropriate in the context, in the context of the speech. They're in our vernacular for a reason. We have to drive almost an hour to get to a Brazilian steakhouse, and we drive that far and never leave Orlando. Yeah, I mean Orlando's a big, 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 big place. I don't even think we've been ever actually spent that much time in Orlando. Like we stayed in Kissimmee, which is basic. I mean, that's basically Orlando, I'm guessing, but we stayed in Kissimmee. Um, I mean, we just don't go out. We don't. I mean, we usually stay within the park region anyway. He says, let's see. He says, my dad used to say men run the world. That's why we teach history and not her story. I don't know why he was divorced twice. I think men assume power, but women are behind almost. And I know this day and age, this is a generalized statement that may not be politically correct, but behind every man is a woman. And I almost guarantee you that woman has that man's ear. At least if the man is worth anything, he's going to listen and take into consideration things that his wife says or spouse or whatever. Each person, each person has somebody that they're with. Really, I mean, really, when it comes down to it, most people at least want some kind of partner to share their life with, and they're going to hopefully listen to that partner and take under advisement what they say, even if it's something that's might be not the best advice, but yeah, heart the comment, thank them for watching. Beautiful. That's exactly what you do and move on. Don't let them live rent free in your brain. Cindy is very classy. Every comment gives you a view. That part about yeah. What was the story of Helen of Troy? I don't know. I think it would be kind of silly for like Texas to have a Texas Day Brazil because isn't Texas all steakhouses and barbecue places? I still need to go down to Austin and go to like there's two different black uh last name black companies. There's Terry Blacks and then like their family that they're estranged from blacks. And I guess they're both really good, but one is less busy but still good. Or maybe I don't know. I just want to go down and I just want whoever has the best cheddar jalapeno sausage. That's like a goal of mine, you know? Yeah. So it's been an hour and I haven't even talked about how I broke my fast. So can't really talk about how I broke it till I tell you how I started it. So anyway, I started my fast preemptively last Thursday. Last Thursday, I had my last cup of coffee. And then on Friday, I had my last meal. I didn't want to do both in the same day. I like to split things apart, which meant I had to have no coffee for longer. But it was a sacrifice. Fasting is a sacrifice. I choose to make the sacrifice. Um, I learned some things along the way. So the only things that I had the entire time of the fast, I took the clean slate salty, sometimes 3 to 4 packets a day. One thing that, and now this is a strange thing. So I also had a little bit of iodine throughout. I don't know. I don't think I actually added any iodine during the fast. I think I forgot about iodine, but I added some magnesium supplements and I added some apple cider vinegar supplements because when I fast, I don't know if my stomach is not producing enough acid or something, but I start getting into like I start getting heartburn when I don't eat anything and I'm only drinking water, salt, potassium, magnesium, and such. So I added some apple cider vinegar supplements to my regimen for the week, and that seemed to be pretty good. Now, as the week went on, my electrolytes got saltier and saltier and saltier. So by the end of the fast, I was basically using half a packet in a cup this big. So it was 1 packet per cup. As it went on, I was using a half a packet per cup. So what I would do is take a packet, shake it up in a blender bottle, put ice in here, and then I would dump half of it in and fill the rest up with water, put my straw in and stir it up. And then I would put that other half of the blender bitter, I'd put that back in the fridge. And then I would, next time I needed something, I'd go and put more ice in it, pour the rest of it in, and then pour some more water in it, and then I would go. And that was a lot better. It was so strange. At the beginning, it wasn't salty. Then as the fast went on, it got saltier. And so I was like, oh, it's just one of those things. You can tell by how salty something tastes to you by how much salt you need. So I knew I needed to cut back. But I was thirsty. So I was drinking quite a bit of water. So, yeah, but what's the point? You've got like barbecue places and steakhouses probably all over the place. I don't know. So I'm about to put up part 3 of the stories from Eating Meetup. One more to go after this one. Message me, Cindy, and I got to look at the messages because as soon as stream's over, I'm going to cut that footage up that I have and give you what you need because I didn't get a chance to do it last night because I'm lazy. I mean, not that I was cleaning and my brother was over and all that stuff. But anyway, yeah. So I have time today, and I'm going to do it right after this, so I don't forget. Because I'm not putting it off, but I've been hopefully not disappointing you. So yeah. Matt says, "Milady, some people come to the comments to cause problems. It happens to Sarah. Just know." Yeah, I think most people that show up to smaller channels and stuff, I think they're bots. Really, I wouldn't worry about it. I agree. Yeah. But anyway, so I mean, and then I decided well, I was gonna break my fast. I broke it Friday night. I was gonna break it around 6 or 7, but I ended up being out and not getting a chance to break it till much later. So by the time I got home, I had to put all the groceries away that I got from Sam's Club and Costco. Then I had to take trash out, get Chandra's food together. I made her something really cool. So I've been buying frozen cubed avocado, and I've been keeping it in the freezer because I've got some ideas to make some stuff like recipes, and I will buy stuff. It's better to buy the frozen because that way, if I forget about an avocado in the fridge, I don't go get it. It's like just melted into nothing, or moldy or whatever happens to avocados. So I buy the frozen and keep them in the freezer. So I've got some recipe ideas, some things that I want to make. And so I had a little bit left in this bag, and I took some leftover steak, cut it up into small cubes, put it into a pan with butter and that little bit of avocado, some minced onion, and then I just kind of let that sit for a while and get all nice and toasty. Then I poured eggs over it and mixed that all up for Chandra, and that's what she had for dinner Friday night. That's what she had. I went and got two containers of Kettle and Fire. I got a beef and I got a chicken. And I got some Kerrygold, like garlic and herb butter. And I used a half a stick of that and the 16.9 ounces of um the broth, the beef broth, and I melted that into a pan with extra salt. And then I drank about half of that. Because by the time I was sat down to get it and it was really, really hot, so it took me a while to drink it. By the time I got about half of it down, it was time for us to go to bed. So I put the other half in the fridge and drank the other half Saturday morning when I was ready. So I just put it back in the pan, add a little bit of extra butter, stirred it up, add more salt because it wasn't that salty to me. Drank the rest of that, hung out for a while. So Friday night was just a half of a container, so it's half of like so 8 ounces and some butter of beef broth. Saturday morning, I had more of the beef broth and butter. I let that sit for a while, and then I decided to have a can of sardines with some mustard on it. Oh, it was so good. Oh, I know some people don't like sardines, but I think they are just so amazing. Um, and um, yeah, that's how I broke my fast. So hopefully not hopefully not anticlimactic for you. Hopefully you learn something from this fasting experience. I started about 331 pounds and I got down to about 315. So yeah, it was like about 16 pounds, 15, 16 pounds lost. So, let's see. He says, right before our first low carb cruise, we drove to Florida to meet up at Texas Roadhouse in Texas Day, Brazil. Yay! Andy's asking, when am I going to have my soup? It's in the freezer. Um, I may have it Monday. I'm not sure. It's like I know it's there and it's like calling my name, but I also don't want to eat it right away because I know it's going to be a long time before I get more. So it's kind of one of those like I can't wait to eat it, but I don't want to eat it right away because I know I won't get any more for a long time until Jackie makes us some more. Or I ha or if Jackie doesn't make it, I have to make some myself, and I'll make a gigantic batch and then just eat it for, like, days and days and days. Do a pumpkin soup fast. Just eat pumpkin soup every day. Let's see, is grocery shopping different for you? I cook, I still make food, I still cook for the girl and Chandra, go grocery shopping. I think I'm more critical when I'm shopping, when I fast. It's like, the difference between going on an empty stomach and a full stomach. But really anymore, going on a full stomach or empty stomach is not that much of a difference versus when I was like super carbaholic guy. Because I mean, I'd be buying candy bars at the checkout line and eating them in the car on the way home. So I mean, there's a vast difference. Sometimes, you'll buy those like turkey, those little turkey sausage bites or whatever. The one like I forget who makes those. Sometimes I'll get those and eat those in the car on the way home. I do have some beef jerky bites that I got from Aldi the other day. I got a jalapeno one and a regular one. I might have some of those today. We'll see how things go. The bad thing about the internet is that you always going to have trolls. Some people just have to cause hate and discontent. Yeah, I mean, and there are whole industries based around troll farms. Like almost anything you see in a Facebook message, in a Facebook post that's getting thousands of comments, the ones that are the most nasty or like the ones that are most divisive are typically trolls. So, like, there's a thing that happens, and it's documented. There's a journalist. Trying to think of her name. I can't think of her name right off the top of my head, but she did a deep dive into these Russian trolls, and they would set up Facebook groups, and they would have they would have two conflicting organizations have public protests or public meetings or whatever the same day across the street from each other. So like some like freedom fighter, like super MAGA bros or whatever on one side of the street, and like some pro like whatever on the other side of the street. And then it was all set up by a troll farm. It wasn't anybody in the town. It just goes to show you how easily swayed we can be. We can be swayed. Legitimately 100%. A lot of the things we think are true, they are not. Take almost anything and everything in the news, every political opinion, every political statement with a grain of salt. So yeah. Thankfully, there have been no trolls this time in the live stream Friday. Well, that's good. And there's not a lot here on Sunday mornings. So that's good too. I don't know if I'm sure I heard the song, but I can't think of it. The offspring taught us it's cool to hate. Well, the thing is, fear leads to all that stuff. And I mean, we're being divided more so than a Costco home take pizza you buy from Costco and they cut it into like the Costco slices you buy a per slice are giant. If you go and you buy a Costco pizza, they cut it into these teeny little thin slices. That's like how we're being divided. We're being divided left, right, and then again and again and again and again. And I'm not trying to be political here. I'm just saying we have to take a step back and look at what we're being taught, what we're being sold, and just remember we have to be good to each other. At the end of the day, we're all on this planet together. So we have to find a way to work together. We have to find a way to get along. We have to find a way to find common ground. And I think there's a lot of agendas coming down the pipeline from both sides that drive me absolutely bonkers. And I won't necessarily touch on those here. Again, I try not to keep this a political thing. I just try to keep it an open-minded thing because if our nutritional journey, our health journey has taught us anything, you have to learn to read between the lines. You have to learn to take what the government says, the government guidelines with a grain of salt. Look at other people outside of the establishment and see what they're saying, but you can't believe all of them. You have to find consensus. You have to find all of that. And then even after all of that, you have to start putting that into practice for you and then add and subtract things from there and find out what works best for you. So, that being said, all of our health journeys are slightly different. We all know we're trying to find the proper human diet, but the differences between each of us is some people can tolerate dairy and some can't. Some can tolerate spices and some can't. Some can tolerate a little bit of wheat if they have something that has wheat in it by mistake. And some people, it just causes disaster pants. So, in the grand political scheme of things, we have to look at everything the same way. We have to. We have to look at the political landscape the same way we look at our health journey. So even on your side, the side you think is 100% right, you have to second guess them too. And just remember, no matter how right you think you are, you may not be. If anybody has been vegan or vegetarian or gluten free or whatever your stance was prior to this journey, I'm sure you thought you were 100% right. Even with the current journey, if you're carnivore and you're sure that being 100% carnivore, no seasoning, no nothing, no cheats is 100% right for everybody, it's not right. It's not. Just isn't. So we have to think for ourselves. I know it's difficult sometimes because it's easy to read a headline and just jump to conclusions, but we can't do it. Too much at stake. But yeah, Dr. Barry commented on part 2 of the meetup. That's amazing. American politics is like pro wrestling. We all come out of the same locker room, put on a big show for all of us, and head back in and to count all your money. That's the thing. Is like there's a machine behind everything. Our politics is like going to Chuck E. Cheese. And at Chuck E. Cheese, there were like 6, 7 characters on stage. They're all controlled by the same videotape. You can make of that what you will. That is awesome. I'm truly proud of you, Cindy. Getting recognition from Dr. Barry is amazing. I haven't even got that before. I mean, I can't remember. Maybe he commented on something that I've tagged him in before, but I can't remember for sure. Sometimes the opposite of right isn't wrong. Sometimes it's just left. Take a left. That's the thing with nutrition. Follow the money. One of the things I saw, there was a story that I saw this week about Nestle. And Nestle is not thrilled with Ozempic sales. So they're going to be marketing a food line to people on Ozempic. They're going to start off with a pizza, a frozen pizza. So big pharma and big food seem to be in conflict. Though really, I imagine they're really not. But I mean, if those drugs are causing people to have less appetite, then there may be a problem. I don't know. So, like, this week I did post a picture of Lipton sugar-free, zero sugar iced tea. And I don't know, I might make a short about it if I can find. I was trying to find a container at the store so I could film it and then make a short about it. I'm still going to do that if I can find it. But the funny thing is the first ingredient in that powder was maltodextrin. So, like, and if you dig in maltodextrin, like, health and FDA doesn't consider it a sugar. But as soon as it hits your saliva, it breaks down and becomes sugar. It's mainly just a filler. So, and I know we talk about maltodextrin, and maltodextrin is multifaceted, because if maltodextrin is in a very small quantity and in a subset of a natural flavor in a product, it's probably not that big of a deal. It's not most likely going to impact you. But in the context of something like this tea, if it's the first ingredient, I would be curious, anybody wearing a glucose monitor, to try that. Try a nice big glass of it on separate days, a glass of that and a glass of the regular full sugar iced tea, and see how they compare. Let's see. War doesn't determine who is wrong or right, it's just who is left. Left being all that remain. Chris Cook in Nashville is here. Oh, I'm so good to see you, my friend. Thank you for being here. He says, hello, my friends. Finally getting back to normal schedule. Got to hop off here quick for a Q&A interview, but wanted to say howdy. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate you. That video was cool yesterday. I really enjoyed that butter video. I didn't even know that was a thing. Maybe tackle the gray stuff from Beauty and the Beast. If you don't trust me, try the gray stuff. It's delicious, or whatever. I think it's foie gras. I don't know what all is in it. I don't know if it can be carnivore or not, but who knows? Just like the gray stuff is delicious. Matt says, good morning, Chris. Sorry to hear about your grandfather. Yes, me too. I'm so very sorry about that. It's difficult, especially as we've gotten older. I was 42 years old or whatever when 43, I don't know, somewhere when my grandmother passed. So I had her my entire life, and she just, and she was gone. And it's just so difficult because, when my mom passed, 10 years before that. So it's just, she was what my family that was left. So, truly difficult. And I'm so very sorry. My deepest condolences, because, it doesn't matter sometimes how old someone gets. They're just so much a part of your life. And when they're gone, it's difficult. And, so my thoughts and all that are with you, Chris. Cindy was just talking about you. You should see what she wrote about you. Thanks, man. I gotta love the Beer Monte. Ash's favorite movie. Might have to try that. Yes. I always thought that the gray stuff was going to be like some kind of dessert. And I think that, I don't know what Disney serves it as, but it seemed like it'd be like some kind of like cookies and cream fluff or whatever, but I don't know where it really is. Yeah, I know in Disney it's like cookies and cream icing, but in the movie it's foie gras. So not sweet. It's like duck liver. Milady says, Evelyn makes the best gray stuff. Yummy. Let's see. Keto, chow, fudge, blueberry, and lemon mixed. It's truly delicious. Yeah, we were talking about that at the meetup. That's awesome. Brian says his CGM shot up 30 points after salty. And I don't have, let me see. Do I have some salty up here? I think I do. Hold on. I can't remember what's in it. Salty. Let's see. stevia. So stevia impacts your blood glucose. Do you think that that's stevia, or if it's anything? What do you think? What do you think about salty would cause your blood glucose to go up? That's curious. That's crazy. I didn't even know that was a thing. But I mean, I guess artificial sweeteners impact us all differently. So, yeah. Scott is here. Good morning, Scott. Mr. Platte River Keto. Good morning from Star Valley Ranch, Wyoming, back to Nebraska. And reality today after a week of vacation. I saw some of those photos. It looked gorgeous out there. Super stoked for you guys. Looks like you guys had a great time. Cindy says, Evelyn, please share on my Facebook page your Keto Chow fudge concoctions if you would. The flavors you put together were all fantastic. Yeah. Yeah, Brian, do you know which flavor that was that messed you up? Yeah, let us know, Brian, if you even know. That's curious. I don't know if there's anything specific in mango. Let me look at the first one I grabbed out. Let's see if it tells me. I might have to bring out my phone to look at this stuff. I'm at the age where I use my phone to read things. I was excited. I was at Sam's Club the other day, and they had a Hatch chili spice blend. There was one at Trader Joe's that I really liked, and they don't have it anymore. All right. Stop being silly. This is the mango. Solar sea salt contains sodium chloride, magnesium chloride, malic acid, acacia gum, natural flavors, which we know doesn't contain any maltodextrin, potassium chloride, and stevia leaf extract. So I kind of wonder. I would reach out to Chris and let him know that. I'm sure he'd be interested to know that. Is that the only thing you had at that time as well? I'm just curious. Let's see here. Chris, let's see. Chris says, I saw your comments about root comments on videos. You know I don't tolerate that crap. So he said mango. We discussed that. Chris said the best part is you keep them going in circles and you keep getting more clicks. You are busting it out, Chris. You're like, I think, what, 8,000 from 100,000? That play button is, they're getting ready to send it to you, buddy. They're getting it made. I don't think that's how it works, but I think it takes a couple of months after you hit 100,000, I think. But you'll let us know. Let's see. Cindy says exactly why I didn't delete them. Matt said, Chris, Sarah gets rude comments every so often. Some people can be jerks just to be jerks. Can't afford to tolerate those. And again, like I said, most of the time they're not even real people. They're just internet trolls, which are may not even be an actual person, just a program. So I wouldn't put less thought into a negative comment unless it's a well-articulated comment. I've had people who may not be the best at peopling who left comments, and I have to like stop myself and go, is this really a rude comment or is this just somebody who's trying to tell me something? So yeah. Brian says he was surprised. I'd be surprised too. That's weird. Now, I would try it again and see if it does it again. I'm just curious because it might have been something just strange that day. Who knows? I don't know how that works. I love it. I think it also helps expose their own issues and make you look even better. Sometimes. Sometimes it's like arguing with a teenager or arguing with a toddler. You get sucked into it and you realize, wait, I'm arguing with a toddler. What's going on here? Why am I doing this? Trust me, I know all about arguing with a toddler. Sometimes you're just kind of like deep into it and you're like, wait, why am I doing this? She's 5. They were all on my last What I Eat video. Feel free to go, Adam, Chris, Cook in Nashville. Yeah. I just assume most of the really nasty ones aren't even real people. That's how I'm like, it doesn't even matter at that point. Let's see. 2KK started adding the rude comments of the week category so we can all boo them together. Yeah. Yes. Well, that's weird because Element's stevia also. So I would try another one and see if it does the same thing. I'm just curious. It might have just been a weird thing. I don't know. I can have a full keto chow ice cream and no spike. Well, there's a lot of fat in keto chow. So there's fat in there to dampen even if there may have been a spike or whatever. So, but there's no fat in electrolytes. So that there's a definite difference there. Sean, I love that they do that. Makes for good comedy. Chris Cook in Nashville, 92,200 plus as of this morning. Way to go. That's man. That's that's amazing. Killing it. Chris says the only rude comments I really insist on replying to are the ones that are definitely people and definitely trying to attract others. Otherwise, I just roll my eyes. Yeah. That's another good thing to think about too. What, like the timing of when you had it too and what was going on. Yeah, I mean, just like sometimes we'll just be arguing and Shander's like, what are you guys going on about? And I'm like, oh wait, yeah, I'm a grown up. At least I pretend to be. Cindy says, I have to go. My sister is here and we are heading out for the day. I love you all. Have a great day. Love you too, Cindy. And you have a great day with your sister. Be safe, be careful, have fun, and buy me something nice. Lisa says, back. Sorry, prepping some food for a few dinners. Well, we missed you. Brian said, no, I was just chilling. Were you reading political commentary? A lot of the stuff coming around now just makes my blood boil. So I imagine I have blood sugar spikes just hearing stuff going on these days. But yeah, I mean, I can't thank Chris enough for being who he is. And a lot of times creators, when they start to grow so fast, they will kind of like, I'm big and bad now. And I mean, and I'm not trying to say that a lot, but I mean, it does happen. And it's amazing. He's so humble. And I can't wait to meet you soon. Maybe in August. I don't know. I might come to Cincinnati. I'm not sure if I'll go to, because I know that Evelyn was talking about Cincinnati. It's easier for her to go to versus Fort Wayne. And I mean, realistically, I think Cincinnati may be actually closer to me than Fort Wayne. So it just depends on. I just like going to Sweetwater, so that might be a thing. I might go to that too. Just depends. I guess it just depends on how much they are. If there's a cost, how much that is, and all that stuff. But Yeah, I love Sweetwater. I just love walking around and looking at all the gear. Let me see something here real quick. Ooh, my new video. My video has 70 views. Yeah, boy. I'm at 4876. I'm still trying to hit 5,000, ladies and gentlemen. Chris says, heading to make coffee to jump on the Zoom call with the UK Q&A. I'll catch up with y'all soon. Take care, sir. Have a good one. Give our best to the lady. Sweet. Chris said that the Cincinnati should be free and the Nashville or the Sweetwater things too. All right. That makes it better and easier for me to go to both. Let's see. Brenda says, can't wait for Keto Palooza. I can't wait for it either. Matt says, Chris, I want to thank you for mentioning Sarah's channel on your live stream. It helped her get more subscribers. It really means a lot. That's the most amazing thing about all this. It's just the community is amazing. Later, Chris. United Carnivore. Welcome, welcome. I don't know if you've been here before, or sometimes people change their names and pictures and stuff, and I don't realize. Carnivores Unite. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Go over and subscribe to Platte River Keto. He's at 708. Let's see if we can get him to 1,000. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Go subscribe to Sarah's channel. And if you haven't already subscribed to Chris's channel, go knock that out. He's on his way to a play button. 100,000 subscribers. Let's go. Let's go. Let's do it. Oh, let's see. Is there anything else that I wanted to talk about? I'm not sure. Yeah, so help Sarah's channel get to 500. If any of the mods in here could put their links in there, that'd be great. I'm going to go ahead in here and I'm going to put this banner up. This is a newly updated banner. Huge thank you to all the members. I appreciate all of you. They are in no particular order. I mean, there's a particular order to them. They are whenever I update it, I go and I pull the log from YouTube and it gives me this order. So it's not any order of any importance or anybody that I care about less or more. It's just the order that YouTube puts them in. So there's that. So nobody's in any particular order. I love coffee. Yes, yes, I do. Let's see. We are what we repeatedly think and do, trying to also to grow my simple YouTube channel, United Carnivore. Go and check out United Carnivore. Let me see if I can find his channel here, and I will throw it up because he's not going to be able to do that. Let me do that real quick here, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Where are you located? It looks like you live somewhere fancy with palm trees and stuff. Oh, you got it already. Thank you, Evelyn. United Carnivore has, let's see, 187 subscribers. Well, now you have 188 from me. Thank you. You live so oh, you're in Tampa Bay. Okay. Cool. That's what I like to see. Platte River, just subscribe to the channel. 1000% awesome. Let's see. I got lamb stew meat in the crock pot mixed with some keto chow, creamy tomato, basil soup in it. Oh, I love that. Now, Lisa, there is at the grocery store, um, if you ever find yourself needing a tomato soup replacement, Progresso of all companies has a relatively, I mean, it's clean as far as soups go, like canned soups. They have a keto tomato soup, and it's actually really good. And it's like $3.29, depending. You can find it at Walmart's. It's usually closer to like the broths, like the beef. Like usually, it's not in with all the Progresso soups. They have a cauliflower soup and a tomato soup. I have some of the cauliflower soup, but I've never tried it. But I like the tomato soup. I still need to make some. I still need to make like grilled cheese chaffles or something, right? So I need to make something like that to go along with it. But I have never done so. But just in case you ever need tomato soup, Progressive in a pinch, it's one can, so it's like $3, 3.29 a serving. It's pretty good. I think it's 8 total carbs per the whole can. But for a canned soup, tomato soup, that's incredible. I think regular tomato soup's like 40. Yeah, put Andy's up there. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me. It's difficult sometimes to remember every channel. My brain goes to moosh. Let's go. Subscribe spree. Yes. I love it. Fist bumps, high fives, hugs. Yeah. But there's another person in the Florida area there, Matt, for any of your meetups. United Carnivore here. He's any meetups you guys do in the Central Florida area. He's not that far away. So make sure you're following Sarah and Matt United and make sure that you're involved in their meetups. They do meetups in like Central Florida. I know they do them in like Claremont, Florida and stuff like that. Um and I know they're in the Disney area, but yeah, so Tampa's not that far away. 100%. That's what we are here for, community support. That's amazing. 375 pounds. Man. I started at 420 and I'm down to like 315, 320 right now. I probably put about 5 pounds on, probably from breaking my fast. But yeah, I don't know what my goal is. Probably if I get down to 200, that'd be good. I don't want to be too skinny. All right, we're subbing, we're getting likes and subscribers. Jeff Foltz just subbed to all one. So amazing. I'll put Safe Harbor Live link in my videos. Yeah. Lisa said that sounds amazing. James would love that. Yeah, I always have like 2 cans in the pantry just because like sometimes tomato soup you just need it. I grew up on tomato soup. I just did. I loved it. I still do. Let's see. Thanks, Matt. Saw you and Sarah both did last week. Yeah. I am in Central Indiana, and we do 2 major Central Indiana meetups each year. At least we have for the last couple of years now. We usually do one in May, and we do one October, November. We have another one. I think it's November the 9th. Nothing officially announced, but that's basically the date we're going with. Next year, I think we're looking towards the end of May, but not the last weekend of May because that's the race. And I think the place where we do it is already booked up. That's the one that we may be having 2 crazy ketos come in. They're also in Florida, but they're all over the place. So, yeah. So we do meetups. There's meetups all over the place. We're a group that loves to get together. There's Keto Palooza coming up in October. That's in Louisville, Kentucky. That's a 3-day event put on by Autumn. Watch Autumn Keto. I don't know if she's changed her channel yet. But yeah. Just like Elf, the best way to spread keto cheer is to subscribe to all the channels listed here. Sean, I love that. Scott says, I love that your live stream is part of a Sunday morning. It's a great way to start my day. I love it that you're here and you spend it with me. That's what means the most to me. Evelyn, help. That's what my lady Lavalot says. Andy says, Evelyn, help. Yeah, Matt says to United Carnivore that they are in the Claremont, Florida area. Lisa says, put some crushed parm crisp on top of it too. I have, now it's not the best ingredients, but I got some the other day from Costco. They had those popped, the Wisp popped or whatever they are. Like a jalapeno one. They're a little spicy, but I think that would go really good with some tomato soup. Yes. The Magical Mornings live stream. I wouldn't put that in the title just because people would expect, like, there's people who go live from the parks all the time, which I love. I love just people just walk around the parks. I'm such a Disney fool. I love it. But I love watching those things when they're walking around the parks and they're getting on at like the different rides. And I'm like, I want to be there. Andy says, I love Sunday mornings now, thanks to you. That means the absolute world to me. All of you coming here and hanging out with me is amazing. I mean, that truly humbles me and it makes me feel so awesome. And I appreciate all of you. Like I said, when I had the idea to do it, like crazy 7:30 in the morning on a Sunday Eastern time, nobody's going to show up. I've had people from the West Coast show up. You know what I mean? Crazy. People from all around the world. I've had people from Australia show up. People from the UK show up. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I don't want to sound disingenuous, but I truly am super excited every Sunday. Like, I do have like my doubts. Like, am I going to be able to have a good show today? Am I going to have anything enough to talk about? Am I not going to be boring? Because sometimes it feels like a struggle to get through the first hour. Sometimes, like if there's, I just don't feel like I have enough to talk about. You know. Let's see. Matt Franklin. Awesome. I'm attempting to get meetups at Brazilian Steakhouse, maybe in Melbourne or Ohio. Hit me up to discuss. Yes, do it. I love it when a plan comes together and people start networking. Hey, Matt, have you ever had steaks at Le Cellier? I'm just curious. I remember we were in 2015 when we were in Disney. We were at the ABC commissary or whatever it is, whatever it's called at Hollywood Studios, and at the time they had a New York strip lunch or plate or whatever, and I was like, "Can you get that rare?" And they're like, "No, they cook them all the same." And I'm like, "I'll take a burger." That was pre keto journey for me, but that's one of the best places to kind of hang out in the Hollywood Studios is the commissary, because when you get free refills on your sodas, and I mean when you're in Disney, you just hot, and yeah, good place to sit down, air conditioning. It's never really that busy, so they're not itching to get you out. Not like some of the other table service places where they're just trying to grind you in and out. But yeah. Scott says it is early, but I love it. I can only seem to catch the last little bit. Well, you're also a couple hours difference, especially right now. If you're in Wyoming, you're either on Mountain or Pacific time. So I don't even know. There will be a Sunday in September and probably a Sunday in October that we don't do this. KPL, I won't be doing a live because even if I would, there wouldn't be enough. It would be people doing the walk and stuff at like 7:00 in the morning. So I won't do a live at KPL. And in September, I'll be at a wedding in Wisconsin. That's Saturday, and then Sunday I'll be at an Airbnb, and I don't want to try to finagle their Wi-Fi enough to I don't want to log into their Wi-Fi and bring my laptop and all that stuff. We're going to be gone a week. So we won't be, let's see, I think we're going Wednesday through Tuesday. So I don't think the one Tuesday probably won't be interrupted, but the other Tuesday will. Probably. We'll have more information about that as time comes closer. But yeah, I just always want to make sure that people understand. Like, I do really look forward to these Sundays. It truly, truly means the world to me. Oh, and it's after 9. I'm going to go ahead and jump off here. You guys head over to Autumn's channel. Say hi to Autumn. I have some work to do. I got to cut some video apart for Cindy and send it over to her. Andy, if you're still here, did you want any of the footage that I took from the meetup? I don't have a lot of just the meetup itself, but mostly of the talks. If there's anything that you need, just let me know. Send me a Facebook message. I'll need your email address and I will send it. I'll send you a link to a folder in my Google Drive so you can pull it from there. So I don't have to email it to you because I can't email files that big. But yeah, everybody go over to Watch Autumn Keto. Her and Richard are live. Maybe they may not be live. Let me double check. I don't want to rush you guys off just yet if it's not a thing. I can't remember if they're going live today or not. They are not live today. Okay, so they're not live right now, so we can keep talking if you so want to. If you guys are into it, we'll keep going. Let me know. Let me know in the comments. Do you want to keep going? All right. Lisa says yes. All right. So then we'll just keep talking. What do y'all want to talk about? What's going on? What's on your minds? What do you guys got going on this week? I'm going to clean my glasses. I still have coffee, so we'll talk until my coffee runs out. How does that sound? No, right now I can't see you. I can barely see me, and I'm looking right at my own face. That's the downside of this whole live stream. I sit here and stare at my own face. I wish I could see all of you. But I'm sure you don't want that. All right, let's see. Brian says he'll ask a question. Well, save the Sunday wish for later. United Carnivore says 24-hour live stream also on UK Carnivore started a few hours ago. I don't know if I'll ever do 24 hours. That's crazy. Matt says favorite ride at each Disney park. Well, I really enjoyed Tron, getting to ride it once. I want to ride it again because I was a little apprehensive to ride it. I was afraid I would be really scared to ride it. I was afraid to ride it. I was afraid it was going to be too scary for me, which sounds crazy because I know kids ride that thing, but it was actually so smooth and it was just fun. There was no like craziness to it. It was just smooth. It was a little longer, but hands down favorite ride at the park would have to be Haunted Mansion. It's not the most thrilling ride. It's not the most, fun ride. I mean, it's just the best ride for me. The Haunted Mansion at at that park. My Hollywood Studios is hot take. My favorite ride at Hollywood Studios. Now, this is gonna seem just absolutely crazy, but the ride I have the most fun on is Alien Saucer Spin. I get on there like I've ridden it with Chandra, and I've ridden it with our kids, and we just laugh. It's one of those rides you just ride and you laugh, and it's fun. We rode it a few times when we were there. I think that has to be my favorite ride. I mean, I rode Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. I thought that was really good. The one thing about that ride, though, I thought the video ride throughs that I saw on YouTube were better, made the ride look better than it did in person. Like in person, you could really see like that it used to be the old movie ride. Like you could see you were in a warehouse, so like the show building. They didn't do a good job of covering up the show building and for the total immersion. You could That's the one complaint I have about that ride. I thought everything else looked amazing. It looked like you were kind of riding through a cartoon, but the suspension of disbelief was hard because you could see like the show building pieces. So I thought that was strange. Um, Animal Kingdom, my favorite ride. I mean, there's not a lot of rides in Animal Kingdom, but my favorite is like the Kilimanjaro thing that you ride on and you go see the animals. I think that's my favorite. And Epcot, I don't think we rode any rides at Epcot the last time, like when we were there this year. I don't think we rode any rides at all at Epcot. Um, so there hasn't been anything. I like that what's his name from Finding Nemo, Crush. I like that Crush thing that you do. It's interactive. I like watching videos of that with like them interacting with kids. I think that's hilarious. Um, it's not a ride, but I like Living with the Land. That boat ride thing was pretty cool. They were growing Carolina Reapers in there. That was pretty cool. I wonder who's using Carolina Reapers in the park though. Why they were growing those? Were they selling them outside? I thought they grew stuff for the park, but I was like, who in the like what restaurant in the park is using Carolina Reapers? I was curious, but I never found an answer. So I hope that answers your question. Let's see. Brian Dole says, has anyone hired a coach? I'm so frustrated with no progress. I'm considering it if I can afford it. Yeah, I mean, if you I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. That's a question that I don't think I could answer. Sean says, I'm going back to work tomorrow after a week off. That is unfortunate. And I feel bad for you. But it's always good to kind of get back into a routine, regardless of what that routine is, right? Maybe trying to look on the positive side here. Scott says, I selfishly want you to keep going, but I just got here. I'm going to go for a while. Evelyn says, anybody buy any good keto things that were on sale for the 4th? I ordered, so I saw at Sam's that they had high-low nacho chips, the big bags that Costco used to carry. So I went there, which was a big issue for me because I couldn't remember where our account was. So I couldn't find our account for a while. It took me like a week to find our account. And then I finally found it and I went on Friday. We've been paying for it for like 2.5 years, and I haven't even been in 2.5 years. I didn't even realize we were paying for it until Shander said something like in October. But I digress. I went and they didn't have the high-low chips. It was online only, but I got them at like $6 a bag or something like that. I ordered 2 bags and it being like $18 because shipping. But I did find some of the wild chicken chips. They had barbecue flavor. I did find that at Sam's Club, the one thing at Sam's Club that stood out to me was their heavy whipping cream. Doesn't have carrageenan. It has something else in it, but I can't. Let me see if I can find out. Let me look up and see if I can find Members Mark. Let me see this real here. And it's $1 cheaper than Walmart because Walmart's charging like five something for a 32 ounce of heavy cream, and they're charging $4.98. I want to see the ingredients. I don't know if it'll tell me. Okay, cream less than it has Gelen gum. Is Gelen gum better than carrageenan? Sound off in the comments. Let me know. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. For example, Gelen gum is commonly used in dairy products and jellies because it creates a firmer texture, while carrageenan is often used in water-based products such as beverages because it creates a smoother, more gel-like texture. So I know that there's issues with carrageenan, and I even know that there's some misinformation about the carrageenan that is used because there's like depleted carrageenan or something like that because there's different kinds, and like I don't necessarily think the food grade carrageenan is the same. So yeah. Lisa says I haven't been on any rides for a long time now. Well, get on that. Sean says my Magic Kingdom is Peter Pan, Epcot is Soarin', Animal Kingdom is the Avatar ride, like Soarin'. Hollywood Studios is Rise of the Resistance or Rock and Roller Coaster. I liked Rise of the Resistance. I thought it was pretty fun. But I don't know if it's a more than one time ride to me. I would like to go through it again and see if there's anything that I missed, but it doesn't seem like something. There's that drop in it I'm not a big fan of, but yeah. Yeah, I know the gardens on that ride are provide the restaurants on the property. That's why I was wondering who was using Carolina Reapers. That's crazy. Go into the app, and if you go in the app and choose your store, I think you can then search and it'll tell you if it's in store or online. That's the same thing I do with Walmart all the time. That's how I found out that my local Walmart carries the pork and good pork rinds. Um, Now, do you guys mind? Like I know I've been promoting KetoSimple.shop. I went in and bought two different domains a couple of days, like about a week ago. There's some changes to YouTube that are happening, and they're making it more difficult for creators to get their information out. They're making it easier. They're making it easier for you, the watcher, to skip past like in video ads. So, like if somebody's doing an ad read for Element or whatever, it's easier to skip by that. Which I'm not against necessarily, as long as hopefully the sell through rates are met. So, like if you're doing an ad read, they'll continue to work with you as a creator because let's face it, those those ads, those partnerships are what pay people's bills. And if you're a big enough channel to have those ad reads, then that's a part of your income. That'd be like people coming to visit you at a restaurant and them not paying the bill. You know what I mean? And then they're making it harder to get to get into the description or on shorts. They're not allowing you to put links in the comment section. So you have to link to another video on the front of the short, and then hopefully people will click that and then go to the and find out whatever they're looking for. So just getting people to find that you have links available, that you have product codes and discounts available to your fans, people who support you, is getting more difficult here on YouTube. So I'm gonna probably start just having, maybe not even to mention it, just have it run across the screen of my videos. KetoSimple.shop. I have KetoSimple.shop and KetoSimple.store. Those both go to all the links that I have that anything you want to buy from me, whether it's subscribing to the channel, becoming a member, Keto Chow, Pork and Good Pork Rinds, Keto Geek buying, the things that Fahad offers, like the Coco Zen. If any of you are fans of that, yeah, so just know that those are ways to support the channel, becoming member and all that stuff. Um, and I truly appreciate all of you. So I just want to make sure that, I'm not trying to be annoying with that, but I mean, I got to try to make a little bit of money here too. But yeah. So what else is on people's mind here? What's going on? Headed to church. Well, have a good day, love. I hope you have a wonderful day. You, Karen, the girls, Karen, I can't believe I said that. You, Carl, and the girls. I mean, you can call him Karen if you want to. I hope everybody has a wonderful day, dear. So yeah, what's going on with all you wonderful people? I found a new Walmart snack, like a trail mix. It's a keto trail mix. It's basically like, I think it's pumpkin seeds, peanuts, almonds, pecans, and it has these little cheese crunchies. I haven't necessarily looked too deep into the ingredients, but I bought a bag. That was kind of one of those fasting splurges. I was like, okay, I'm buying a bag, and maybe we'll do a review on it or whatever to see if it's any good. Um, yeah. Yeah, I don't know what else is going on with me this week. We'll go live Tuesday. Um, Chris said they have a Q&A. So would you guys like us to do a Tuesday live Q&A? You guys just come in and ask us all the things you ever wanted to know about us. And I know you guys do that whatever you want to anyway, but maybe start thinking about questions that you want to ask us on Tuesday. And I'll put that in the title, like Q&A. I mean, we'll just talk and shoot the breeze anyway, but come with any questions or whatever, anything you want to know about us. With us, there's not a lot off limits. We talk about all kinds of weird stuff. We get Stacy to Google all kinds of funny stuff. What sounds interesting? My goldfish brain's like, "Ooh, a castle. What's interesting?" um, yeah, I'm always looking for new products. I always go through. Um, I also like going to search through Amazon sometimes to find stuff. It's weird when because you can go into Amazon and search, uh, and narrow down your search. You can search like keto, low carb things and food and all that stuff and snacks. Um, and you can really dial in and then kind of look through and see stuff because it's funny to say like keto. You can just put in keto in the search bar and you'll get all kinds of weird stuff, supplements and snacks and things that aren't even keto in the slightest. Let's see. Lisa said, "Oh, ask it now. If you have questions now, ask it. I mean, this will be something for Shannon and I both. We'll both be there, but I mean, you have time to think about that. But yeah, the Tuesday chat. Oh, yeah, perfect. Yeah, on the road again. Thanks for getting my day started. 10 hours to home. That's not a bad stretch. That's like me driving one time. I drove by myself all the way to Atlanta. That's was like 8.5, 9 hours. So not that bad. I mean, we've drove straight to Colorado before. That was rough. Driving back from Colorado, we went up to Wyoming and then across Nebraska. Man, Nebraska's kind of is not as boring as Kansas, but not a lot to look at. But be safe, you and the kids, the wife, everybody. Tell them all I said hi. They'll be like, "Who? Why is he saying hi to us?" I know you. I know how it goes. Kids. But be safe, have fun. I think that trip we drove and we listened to the first Harry Potter book on tape or CD or Audible or whatever it was, and my ears coming out of the mountains were so messed up I could barely hear anything. Uh, United Carnivore says, "It's awesome. I discovered your channel and look forward to viewing on a regular. Gotta run. All the best. Have a great Sunday. Cheers. You guys, you have a great one. Thank you for stopping by. I truly appreciate you. I'm glad you found us. I'm glad we found you too. Another one into the fold. There we go. Yeah. I mean, like I'm always like I said with Amazon, you can truly dive in. The same thing with Walmart. You can dive in and find keto stuff. Because I found with Walmart, sometimes the Walmart brand, like the great value stuff, is cleaner than the name brands, which is strange. Not always the case, but I mean, it definitely is something to think about and something to look at. Like the Walmart great value bratwursts are cleaner than Johnsonville. Now, again, I haven't necessarily paid that close of attention to the ingredients in a couple of years, which I know goes against all the things that I talk about. But I mean, it's a full-time job keeping up with all the ingredients and the things you buy. And I haven't been buying a lot of them anyway. I've been buying them from Costco, but yeah, just weird little things that I found. Sean says, "My question for everyone is, when do you consider yourself healthy? Is it that you're no longer in any pain, lab works good, or you've met a certain weight goal?" I think it's a loaded question, and here's why. I don't think our journey ever ends, and I think we're always on the road to better health. I don't think we're ever at healthy. We're always better. We're always getting better. We're always taking the next step. Like we can always move more. We can always go and work out a little bit more. We can always be in a better headspace. We can always be more positive. We can always eat a little bit cleaner. I mean, I know we get to like you can be like 99% healthy, then there's that 1% that'll last a lifetime. A lot of us have such a big journey ahead of us when we start. If you're 400 plus pounds, you've got a journey, that's many decades in the making, and you've got a long way to go. So once you get to 98%, 99% of the way there, you get down to within 30 pounds of your goal weight, and your blood pressure's good, and your A1C is good, and you're not, and you're no longer necessarily concerned about cholesterol anymore, and you've had a CAC score done, and you're happy with that number, then I think you can start tweaking and modifying and just experimenting and going day by day, finding out what makes you feel the best. I don't necessarily think health is a destination. It's a journey. I don't think we ever get there. I think we can always be healthier. Does that make sense? At least that's my answer. Um, and Sean says something that was like, I find myself obsessing over labs and numbers when I feel great and I'm in no pain. That's the thing is once you feel good and you're not in any pain anymore, like your knees don't bother you and all that stuff, then you're definitely on your way. Matt says, for me, it was the point where I thought if I didn't get any better, I would be happy at this point. That's when I consider myself healthy. It's a good outlook too. I think healthy is when you no longer need to ask the question. I kind of wonder that because it seems like you look at someone like now, and this is a skewed version because you're looking at a creator, somebody in the public eye, like Thomas DeLauer, or somebody like I can't think of whatever his buddy is, the guy who surfs and eats the honey and all that stuff, and eats a lot of fruit now. Can't think of his name right off the top of my head. But yeah, I think they're like I think I would say they would be healthy, but they're always pushing boundaries and trying to find something. Or like Rhonda Patrick, who starts getting into the fine minutia of things, and where she's like, "I think I'm going to start adding in broccoli sprouts because a broccoli sprouts has this chemical in it, and this chemical has been shown to da 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 da." I'm like, I don't know if I'll ever get to that point, but like I just think we went from a place. At least I know I went from a place where I didn't think about. I mean, I thought about my health. I was a smoker. I was a drinker. I was eating anything and everything I wanted to put in my mouth. Anything in front of me, I would put in. I was like the coneheads, mass quantities. And I was able to get away from that and get to a point now where I am consistently eating better than I ever have in my life, consistently feeling better than I have in my life. And I say consistently because I'm not perfect. I had a couple of days around my birthday, a day around Chandra's birthday, around the kid's birthday. Like for our daughter's birthday, I had like Dairy Queen ice cream cake. For my birthday, I had pizza and breadsticks. And for Chandra's birthday, I want to say we had I can't remember what we had for Chandra's birthday. I don't remember. I know one day we had Thai food and I can't remember. We had something. And Father's Day I had ramen noodles. So June's a bad consistency month. I mean, even still, even with all of that, I was still 80% consistent, but I felt like trash some of those days, especially the day of my birthday, like the night of my birthday. I felt I felt worse having the pizza, breadsticks, and some of the other stuff that I had, worse than I had the ice cream cake. I just felt like trash. And I think once you have the ability to tell that certain foods make you feel that way, you're well on your way. You've already succeeded in so many avenues. Before, no food made me feel really different. I mean, I'd get sleepy. I'd fall asleep at night. I was taking melatonin at one point. Well, I mean, really, because I found a bottle of melatonin gummies on clearance at Meyer, and I was like, I'll take these, and I would fall asleep like like I'd fall asleep good. But then I'd wake up a few hours later, like, oh, what's happening? That's the problem with melatonin to me. You fall asleep real good at first, and then you're awake later. So yeah, I still wake up in the middle of the night. And I've been taking, more magnesium and trying to up that up and all that stuff. And magnesium does help me sleep, and not eating late helps me sleep. I still get up to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. I try to sleep through it sometimes, and sometimes I just can't. So, and Lisa says it makes sense, and she agrees. So I don't know if there's ever a point. I mean, I feel healthier than I ever have in my life. I mean, it's been a long time since I've used melatonin. We're talking, I don't know, 2009, 2010, 2000, early 2011, somewhere in there I was using it. I don't know the exact time frame. You know how time doesn't really make sense anymore. Yeah. I just think sometimes looking is taking a step back and looking at a high level of this information, like for those of you who may not have watched my salt video, basically I just kind of say, we got to look back and go, like, yeah, is dextrose sugar? Yes. Is sugar? Are we trying to avoid sugar in our products? 100%. But at the same time, we can't panic that the sky is falling over a product that is probably far more beneficial to us than it is detrimental. Like iodized sea salt is better than table salt. I mean, there is the microplastic issue. So I don't necessarily know if I don't know enough about that now to know like what that is. I know that they're doing tests and they're finding it in fat tissues and stuff. That's scary, but I don't honestly know like what that's going to do to us long term. Probably not good, but I don't know. I know not everybody's going to want to buy Redmond's real salt. I don't know, and not everybody's going to be able to afford to buy Redmond's real salt. And I don't even know if Redmond's real salt could handle if everybody bought Redmond's real salt. Does that make sense? If everybody in the world was like, "Sure, let's use Redmond's real salt," then I don't know if they have the capacity to run for very long. I don't know how big the mine is. I don't know how an estimated time frame of how much they have, how much salt they have. Does that make sense? I don't know. It's like, just because a product is great doesn't mean it's good and not that it's sustainable for everybody. That's like grass-fed beef. People think that grass-fed beef isn't sustainable, but the thing about like the planet is only 4% of the planet's surface that's not covered by water is is able to grow crops. 24% of the Earth's surface that is not covered by water can sustain ruminant animals. So there was far more land to grow to have ruminant animals than there is to grow crops. And that's something that I think Peter Ballestet was talking about. I saw something about that years and years ago. I'd love to have Peter Ballestet on live and talk to him about that. I think that would be immensely fascinating. There's so many people that I want to have on here. So many people that I'd love to have on Saturday and talk to, or whatever day of the week I can get them on and talk to them. I would love it because I think we all can learn so much. I can learn something. That was one of the things about the journey for me in the very beginning. It's almost like I put myself through like college course on everything. I was learning, cramming, trying to learn and get as much information as I could. I was watching, some of the driest like lectures and talks that you could see, because some people have a lot of information, but they're not the most entertaining. And luckily for us, there's a lot of entertaining people out there who can provide a dry information in a way that's absorbable for the average person. Some of these like low carb down under and things like that are not so. But I was watching all kinds of amazing stuff. So, what all else do you guys got going on? I've got little more coffee left here. And then I have to cut up some video content for Cindy, because she's been asking me and I've been a butthead and not getting to it. So, any video things that you may want to see from me, whether like an actual dedicated video from me, let me know. I've got a list of video ideas that I want to make, and I just want to know what makes sense and what's something that you would want to know, something that you would want to know and I could look into. Lisa says that she ran out of coffee, so now she's sipping on some sparkling water. That sounds good. What's your favorite sparkling water? My favorite I can't find anymore. I like Schweppes black cherry sparkling water. Can't find it anymore. Actually, like it's just like as you're chugging it, you get that soda bubbles. I mean, it's a little. You can tell the difference between like one of the things. If you're ever drinking soda, like say you go through, if you're somebody who drinks soda and you go through the drive-through and you're not sure if you take a drink of something, because sometimes even diet will taste regular to me. Sometimes the best way to really put it to the test is to stop, drink it, and feel the viscosity of the soda. Because there's three different kind of viscosities. There's full sugar soda is definitely got a thicker viscosity, even marginally, than like diet soda does. And then sparkling water is even less. Is even like there's almost like a dry viscosity with sparkling soda. So that's a definite way to tell. Like I would basically like that. I would chug it, and then like you would burp out the black cherry, and it would taste just like you just drank a soda. That was one of the things I loved. It only came in 8 packs. They're like $3 in 8 packs. So they were expensive. And then they just disappeared once like bubbly came out, and then like Walmart started putting their own out, and yeah, it just disappeared. Sean loves sparkling ice. The new Sunburst flavors are. I have those to review. We just haven't done it yet. And even when we do review them, who knows when I've got reviews to edit that I haven't done. I'm just slow. It depends on the flavor. I really just love the Waterloo grape flavor. I don't know. I like grape. I miss grape soda. Grape soda was a very different flavor. I always liked so I remember when I was a kid going to Aldi, and Aldi had whatever brand it was of soda, and, like, I loved the grape the best. It didn't taste anything like actual grapes. It was just a manufactured grape flavor. It's like kinda like watermelon and strawberry. There's no real flavor. It's like those don't taste like the actual fruit, but they're delicious. I don't even think orange tastes like orange. I don't know. It's just the way it's, like, weird. Like, I went on a thing the other day. Shannon and I were talking about something from the '80s. It's called Fruit Burple. I don't know. Let me know if you remember this. It was an accordion type bottle, and it had, like, the powder inside. The powder was in the bottom, and then when you got it home, you took the lid off and you pulled it apart, and it would go brrrr, then you would fill it full of water, which is a genius idea because then you've got this container. I mean, it's not as genius as, like, the little container of, like, Kool-Aid, where you can have, like, pitchers and pitchers and pitchers in one container. But, I mean, as far as, like, something you could just pop open, put it and shake it up, it was genius, and it didn't take a lot of space on the shelf. Then you'd pop it open, it'd be 64 ounces or whatever it was. Sean remembers Burple. And then there was a non-carbonated beverage that was marketed to adults. It was called Boku, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. And it was like if the marketing campaign was, you don't want to belch, dude. You're a grown up. You don't want to burp. So yeah. I just remember weird commercials. So, and Fruit Burple was weird. I looked it up. There was manufactured by a California company and was sold primarily in the Midwest, which is strange that they would target the Midwest. But I guess it makes sense. Like, I think of like the East Coast. Like, it didn't seem like it would be something in like a bodega in New York. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Just seems strange. And Lisa's never heard of it. And then there'll be like, I'll watch these YouTube videos sometimes of like forgotten foods we'll never see again. And there's like these smiley cookies and so many weird things. I'm like, oh, I remember those. And then like the other day I was talking with a friend of mine and we were talking about potato skin chips. And I think they kind of make a resurgence every once in a while. They'll show up. Or they were called tater skins or something like that. I remember loving those. They were smaller. They looked kind of like Pringles, but they were smaller, but came in a bag and they had like pizza flavor and stuff. I don't know. I just remember weird stuff like that. One thing that I keep so Pork and Good is one of my channel members, which still boggles my brain that they're a channel member. I don't know if they have like an account and they just don't think about it, but I'm a channel member, or they're a channel member of mine, and I make posts about them and they comment on it and stuff. I've been bugging them to make a hot mustard pork rind because like last summer, I think it might have been last summer, Doritos came out with a hot mustard. And I'm not easily lured into things. Like I'll see strange flavors. I'm like, oh, I bet that's good. But the hot mustard Doritos called to me. And I kept seeing like the small bags at the gas station and like the big bags. And I was like, oh, no, 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 no. And then I stopped seeing them. And I was like, oh, I was like, because I wanted to try them, but I never found a small enough bag. I was hoping to find like one of those 50-cent bags, like the little like lunchbox bags or whatever you would give a kid. And I never saw one. No, I never saw one. So finally, we were in Wisconsin last summer for 4th of July. And we went to the grocery and I found a bag. And I was like, okay, I have to buy this. So I bought it and I ate the big bag over like 3 days. And to be fair, typically when we are in Wisconsin, we don't always eat the cleanest. We don't always eat on plan. We kind of plan to eat off plan. Does that make sense? I do know that we have the best espresso ever up there. They got this like super fancy, like $400 espresso machine, which like $600. and they make this. Oh, it's so good. Like, man, that was so good. That espresso is amazing. So I truly love that. But I decided I was like, you know what? I really need these, and I got them, and they did not disappoint. I have never had a better Dorito, and it's probably because I was longing for those. And I know that a lot of people are, like you've got to like, I mean, I don't have a lot of cravings. I don't have a lot of desire to eat things. I see stuff in the store, like when new Oreos come out, I'm like, oh, that looks good. Or sometimes I'll see like I always love pretzels. So like pretzel sticks and stuff like the braided ones and all that stuff, like the honey wheat pretzels. I always love those honey wheat pretzels and and French onion dip. I don't know what the weirdness about that is, but I loved it. So I would get that and I would eat like the whole thing. I eat a whole bag with a whole, that was bad. But I mean, I was like, well, it's a pretzel, it's healthy. so so sometimes there'll be like a pretzels, like they'll have those like the big displays in the middle of like at the end of the aisle that separates like the food from the sundries or whatever they are, whatever they are, like the clothes and stuff and jewelry and all that stuff. And I'll see them. I'm like, man, they never had sour cream and onion pretzels when I was eating this stuff. And then I'll kind of be like, oh, and then like things like that, and it'll be fine. But when I ran across those hot mustard ones, I was like, man, I need those. Which is strange because I never cared about hot mustard before I was keto. Now I eat a lot of mustard. So weirdly enough, me being keto and getting into mustard made me buy those Doritos. But they were so good. So if I swear if like Pork and Good could come out with a hot mustard pork rind, that would be legit. I told him I'd be willing to, put my face on the package, to be like Keto Simple approved. Because I would put my Keto Simple approved on the sour cream and onion ones too. Now the downside to Walmart carrying them is now like I can't in good conscience tell people to order them from me because like if you like the sweet ones, like the butterscotch and the churro ones, the birthday cake, and I can't remember what the other one is. Um, oh, the apple cinnamon, which is really good. So they're 4 bags for $20, whether you buy them on Amazon or you buy them on the website. Now, at least if you the first order you order from me from the website, you get 10% off. But even still, at Walmart, they're $3.29 a bag. So what is that? Let me bring up my calculator here. I think they might be $3.19 a bag. You can get 6 bags for less than 20 bucks. So you're basically buying 4, getting 2 free and saving money because it's still like because you could still there's still like more to get. So you're saving money. So I can't in good conscience tell somebody to go use my link even though I make money on it if you can get them at your Walmart. Go to your Walmart. And I've always said that if you can get a product cheaper from your local store, then you can get it from me. Now, I know that doesn't really mean anything with Keto Chow because Keto Chow you can really only either get from A, Amazon or B, their website. But I mean, you can order, if you order it from Amazon, I have an Amazon affiliate link. I at least get a little pin. Like I've sold, I think $600 worth of stuff on Amazon through my links and I made 13 bucks. I'm not getting rich here, folks. But yeah, I mean, anytime you guys buy something from Amazon, if you guys order from Amazon things on a regular basis, just go into ketosimple.shop, click on the Amazon link, and then just search out of that and search for whatever you're going to buy like you normally would. Then log into your profile like you normally would and buy it. I get like 8 cents, but every little bit helps. So if everybody did that, I'd make a little bit more money. So, let me see something here. So Lisa says that would be an interesting flavor. I love hot mustard. And she says she hasn't tried the sweet flavors. Now, the downside with the sweet flavors is they do have sugar in them, but it's 1 gram per serving. And I think there's 8 grams or 8 servings. So 8 grams of total sugar, which is not going to work for some. And I understand that. And I totally get that. But for me, it's not an all the time thing. I would need a bag every day. So I understand that too. So it's like for me, like 8 grams of carbohydrates every once in a while is not going to be the end of me. But that's the downside. And that it is like the bag is 8 servings. As whereas like a normal bag with no carbohydrates in it, you're like, that's 5 servings and you don't care. 4 servings, it doesn't matter. But with the sweet ones, you're a little more in tune with how many servings it is. So, all right, folks. I think I'm just about out of coffee. I need to cut this video apart for Cindy before she has my head on a plate. I think I'm going to call it a day. I know we've talked about this already, and we talked another 41 minutes. But I'm so glad you all are here. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. Let me know in the comments later. Anything, come Tuesday, we'll do a Q&A. I'll make the thumbnail tonight, and I'll put it up today or whatever. I'll do the thumbnail here soon, and we'll put it up. And then start thinking about your questions. You can even go in once I've made it. I think you can go in and like pre-comment your question or whatever. So when I go in, I'll see it or whatever. Or you can just do it when we go live and we'll do it real time. But yeah, I appreciate all of you. Thank you again to anybody and everybody who shows up with me on Sunday mornings. It really is one of the best parts of my week. Thank you to everybody who's a member. Thank you for, being here. Sean, you have a great day too. All of you for being here, sticking out through me, talking with me, making everything totally enjoyable. I appreciate all of you. And with that, we're going to call it a day. Happy Sunday, everybody. Thanks again.